my bad. What up, everybody? Welcome to the PimpyKast, episode number 56, right here at the PimpyK Multiverse Network. Joining the studio, the man of the hour.
The hourly man.
No, I just came up with something. I was hoping you were going to have a rhyme this week.
Oh.
You've let me down already.
I just tried to be clever.
We've barely even gotten started, and you've already... Was that clever?
Not really. I don't know.
The man of the hour, hard as steel, but delicate like a flower.
No, not quite.
Coming up a little bit later in this segment as we cruise into this episode, as we cruise into segment number 2, gonna have your featured artist of the week. Kind of a grindcore slash hardcore punk band out of the Seattle, Washington area. Endorphins Lost, really cool band. Got them coming up. The hotlines will be open 850-907-PMVN if you guys want to call in and chit chat with the band, or maybe just talk shit to this grungy motherfucker sitting next to me. So, you know, usually I bring my chair up a little bit more before we get started so you don't look like you're so much taller than me. I knew there was something. Remember I kept saying, did I forget something before we got started? I obviously did forget something.
I'm slouched over. They're not that much taller.
My Napoleon still wants to kick in, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna end up.
Man,
no, I can't just do that now.
Elevate your mind, Craig.
I'm gonna end up like just starting fights with people randomly because I'm what's the word? I'm whatever.
I don't know.
Self-conscious about my height.
Oh.
Which isn't true. I mean, you know what I'm saying? In real life, I'm taller than you. It's just the way it looks on camera, right?
Yeah.
Right? You're going to go with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird,
also, guys, as we cruise into segment number 3, we're going to have the underground music news with Mr. Nicastro.
And this is underground music news. Straight
up underground music news. He says that he got some shit that was so underground that probably none of us are going to know what the fuck he's talking about, which I like. That was kind of the point. So anyway, we got that coming up. Also, I wanted to get into something really quick before we do the contacts and we do the PMVN up-to-date bullshit, the PMVN artist or whatever. Starting next week, we're going to start doing a little bit of a cycle thing. So Nicastro won't be here. We'll be introducing a new secondary co-host, and this isn't anything against him. I mean, don't get me wrong. He does do a shitty job, but he's not actually being replaced. But because of his work schedule, we got to get a guy in here that understands how to run the hotlines, understands how to do things like that. So that way, if he does get called off to work out of town like he has, but only during the most important shows of the year. Yeah. I'll have somebody that can.
That's usually when it happens.
Exactly. I'll have somebody that can back me up, that I can have in the studio to take care of that type of shit. Word. So I guess we'll leave it a surprise who that's gonna be, but he'll be here next week in all of his glory.
I'm glad I didn't say who it was.
Well, I you know, the funny thing is I wasn't planning.
It was right on the tip of my tongue.
I wasn't planning on even saying this. I was actually planning on just killing you off like I did at the beginning of season 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Remember I killed you off?
That's right.
I just told everybody you were dead, and I wasn't even sad about it.
I called from hell.
Yeah, you called back. Yeah, you resurrected. It was nice. All right, so we're going to jump into the contacts real quick. Let Nicastro tell you how you can get a hold of us.
Well, if you really want to get a hold of us, you can contact us at the hotline. Call in live, 850-907-PMVN. I think that's something 687.
7686.
Yeah, that one.
You'll get it
Email
one day.
feedback at pimpyk.com, facebook.com/pimpyk, instagram.com/pimpyk, Twitter at Mr. PimpyK, and youtube.com/c/pimpyk, and you should subscribe.
Subscribe to the channel. I think your levels were really, really low. There's people in the chat.
That too.
Did anybody say that?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there is people in the chat.
There is.
Nobody's bitching. I don't have the fucking chat up. There it is. There's people in there. There's people in the motherfucking chat. Who is this? Fucking Connor Forrester. I don't know who that is either.
I don't know.
So,
who is it? Who is it?
Who? Connor Forrester?
Yeah, that's what they said.
I don't know. It sounds like a boxer's name to me, or a chess player or something to that effect.
I think it is a boxing chess player.
You know, I've got to get into the habit of getting
player.
these chats ready before we go live, so I don't so I don't have to sit here and wait for them to activate during the live stream. And I do it every fucking week. And to be honest with you, I tried to fix it tonight right when we got started, but that's what caused the intro to restart. Was it accidentally brought up the other scene. But there it is. We got the live chat up and the hotlines and all of that. And Nikestro is running the hotlines.
So if you call in, I'll answer it.
Let's get into this real quick so we can jump out to a break and bring on the featured artist. So a couple live shows coming up. We got Dread, which is Friday, January the 6th. Which I guess is this Friday.
I believe so.
That's 9 p.m. at the Merry Widow, Mobile, Alabama. Other metal bands on that act: Dark Star Coven, Excessum, Omen of the Ruin. And that's 21 and up, $7 at the door. And they also got another one coming up Friday the 13th, which I guess would be the week after that. At the Turnaround Tap Room in La Place, Louisiana, which I'm guessing is right near New Orleans. And that's... also on that act is going to be Voice of the Enemy and Kane Resurrection. And last but not least, and there was more, and we'll get to them, but a lot of the shows are getting kind of so far out. If I start talking about them, I'm going to be talking about them every week, so I got to stop doing that. Yeah. Don't forget, if you're a PMVN featured artist, or even if you're just an underground artist that hasn't been on the show, tag us when you got shows or new music coming out, and we will fucking share it, and we will make sure people know about it, because that's what we fucking do here. So anyway, one of the things I'm the most excited about right here is the return.
This is gonna be dope.
Of hip hop versus punk at the Handlebar downtown Pensacola. For you
cool
guys that don't know, DJ Body Slanga used to another PMVN featured artist used to run a tight he used to do it like once a quarter, something like that. He would do a show down at the Handlebar where he would basically bring in 3 rap groups and then 3 punk bands, cycle them back and forth.
They did a hardcore one too at one point.
Did they like a hardcore versus hip hop?
Yeah.
Is everything always versus hip hop?
One of them was comedy.
Hip hop is a little more competitive. No, they did hip hop versus comedy too. Yeah. But it always has hip hop in it. They don't ever do punk versus comedy.
Because they're not punk rockers. They're rappers.
I feel like they're haters.
They probably just don't make punk music.
So anyway, guys, that's going to be Saturday, the 14th, 9:30. Artists on that bill are going to be, it's hosted by another PMVN featured artist and comedian, Bubs Harris, which is really, really dope. Nick Flagstar and his Mangy Dogs, Big Low, Operation Hennessy. And you would think Operation Hennessy would be one of the hip-hop groups. But it's not. That's one of the punk bands.
That is, yeah.
Johnny Panic, Sour, and I want to check out this band, Sour. Apparently they're getting
Johnny
a lot
Panic got some new shit coming out.
Yeah, he does. Apparently this band Sour, it's like it's an all chick band, and they're from here, and I've heard about them. Heard they're pretty good, so I can't wait to check them out. And then of course, Chilling Like a Villain, #Villain Army, D-Villain will be in the house. Exquisite music, all of that shit. So how was your Christmas, man?
It was
too good to be true.
January the 25th. I mean December, dog.
No, you meant that shit. You fucking meant that shit. For some weird reason, you're like, I ain't even have. Also, broke my Christmas come a month late.
Hell yeah.
What'd you get? I know your mom's or grandma's or someone got you something. Got the power turned back on.
No,
got the Orkin Man out to the house.
The Orkin Man.
Yeah, yeah, because you know where
That shit's
Nicastro lives.
expensive, dog. My
Rats,
family's-
roaches, and eviction signs on the door and shit.
My family's poor. We can't
I know
afford
they
an
got you
Orkin.
something, man.
Orkin's expensive.
A pair of used work boots, something.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
What did they get you?
Socks and underwear.
What'd your dad get you? I know your old man got you something.
No, he didn't.
It's because you didn't give him that truck.
Probably.
All right, guys. We're going to jump out to a quick break when we come back.
I didn't even think about that.
When we come back, we're going to have your... I know, and I know that the sound's a little bit... I know I'm a little bit loud and the sound's a little bit fucked up. My mixing board did go out, which is really, really fucked up. And not only that, did my 12-channel mixer go out, but today, the best mic we have in the house, a $600 Shure. They're not $600 anymore, but they were when I bought it. Went out. So it's out of the factory warranty, but I bought an extended warranty through Sweetwater Music. So I'm going to be hitting up Dave McElcate. Pretty cool guy. If you guys need equipment, hit him up. If you can figure out how to spell his name, because it is fucked up. It's a fucked up last name. So anyway, yeah, that's about that. When we come back, we're going to have your featured artist of the week, Endorphins Lost. You're watching the PimpyKast right here on the PimpyK Multiverse Network. We'll be right back, guys.
Are you an unsigned recording artist struggling to get heard? Sign up today to be the PMVN Featured Artist of the Week. You can get your track spinning on the PMVN radio network. You can get discounts on band merchandise and chances to win prizes that could help you further your project. The PMVN Featured Artist of the Week is sponsored by AJ Custom Graphics. AJ Custom Graphics is there for all your band's printing needs. Contact them online today at ajcustomgraphics@yahoo.com and make sure you tell them Pimpy K sent you.
Because statistics show that every year 1 million people commit suicide. 1 million. That's 2,800 a day. That's one every 30 seconds. There goes another guy.
Can you tell me how to get to Pimpy K Street? Tonight's show brought to you by the letters P and the letters K, exclusively on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network.
All right, guys, welcome back to the PimpyKast, episode number 56. Coming up in just a second, we're going to have your featured artist of the week, Endorphins Lost. Got one of them on the line right now, but one of them didn't answer. You know what I mean? So one out of whatever. I guess that's not too bad. You know, 1 out of 2. That's batting 50%. You know, that's 500. If you're a NFC East team, you might have made the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually okay with that. So right now we've only got one, and we'll get the other one on in just a second. We got Sam. So give me just a second here to turn the Skype volume up and switch it over. And there's the blank one. So let me do that while we give him in just a second. We'll give him a call. So Endorphins Lost, what's going on, guys? Can you hear us?
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
What's up? So Mr. Curry didn't answer. So give me just a second and we'll try him again, all right?
Oh, I got you. All right. Yeah, he should be there.
Kick him out of the band.
Yeah. I think we might have to have a band meeting after this. So we'll wait just a second to see if he answers. So real quick, let's get into you guys real quick, and if he answers, we'll see it. So Endorphins Lost. What I want to do is I want to start with the name, and other than the obvious, which it's a really, really cool name, but it's also very interesting at the same time. So Endorphins Lost. So we all know what endorphins are, and I guess I somewhat understand the principle of losing them. But what is the actual idea behind the name?
Well, Brandon, who's the main lyricist of the band, kind of came up with a concept of kind of a psychological band, dealing with mental issues. So I think it just kind of deals with what everybody goes through, with emotional problems and mental problems. Everybody's got them, and it's kind of the theme of the band a little bit.
So the theme here is the person that was supposed to answer that's not answering their Skype call. I think that's what the whole thing is here. Huh?
Big time, yeah.
All right, so Sam, and forgive me, but I forget. So I believe that's the drummer sitting next to you, right? So Justin. So why don't you introduce yourselves? Give us a little background on what both of you, what kind of music that you're really into. How you got to where you're at in this band now. Because I'm going to tell you, listen, and I was having this conversation with Alex right before the show. You guys bring together probably two of my favorite styles of music, period. I grew up a hardcore kid, you know what I mean? So you got that hardcore grind sound. And then... punk was a big part of my life too, and you guys kind of mixed that in there too. So what did you guys, where did you come from musically, individually, that brought you to this coalesce of different genres that you guys are doing now?
Brandon started the bands with
another Brandon question here.
the other member. They started the bands. They just loved shit like Crossed Out, just early Power Violence, Capitalist Casualties. So it just kind of branched out from there. Chris is really into thrash and death metal, so there's some of those elements to it as well.
Badass.
I grew up being into death metal and shit, and I think Assuck is probably one of my biggest influences as far as the grind goes. So I was, I'd like to bring a death metal element to things a little bit.
Yeah, personally, I kind of started out doing a bunch of jazz shit when I started playing drums, and I was huge into thrash for a long time. That was my main thing. I was born and raised in Alaska and played in a thrash band up there for a bit. My early 20s, and then
well, you had to stay warm, right? Like
yeah, man.
You had to play something heavy and fast that made you want to move around a lot, create some friction.
Yeah, so I ended up doing that for a bit, and I've always retained my kind of interest in jazz and fusion and stuff like that. And
badass.
I remember specifically, I was 21 or 22, and I kind of discovered Napalm Death, and it just took off from there.
Yeah.
I just loved it a lot. Not even any album in particular, most of their early stuff, but that's kind of when I was introduced to the appeal of the blast beat and all that shit that comes with the genre.
Right.
Took off from there, and from that point forward, I always wanted to be in a band that was, just extreme, to put it simply.
No. Hello.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Is he on?
Sorry.
Hey, there he is.
live.
Check him
We're
out.
live.
Let's get him in here too.
Oh, shit.
I'm live. Sorry, I told you I was a caveman when it came to computers, right?
Man, yeah, you did say that. So, as a result of that, I've kind of pictured you like struggling, struggling to get it done.
I was freaking out over here. I was freaking out.
All right. So we got Brandon, which is, I guess, the way Sam explained it, the main songwriter, main composer, does most of the lyrics, I guess. And if I'm explaining that wrong, go ahead and just fill us in. I'll tell you this, and I've got something else I want to get into based on, one more time, I know this is horrible and I shouldn't do this, but the names are horrible. Was it the drummer? What was your name again?
Justin.
I was thinking Kevin. I was way off. So I'm glad I didn't say anything. Or that for my sake, you should have just played it off and just acted like your name was Kevin. And I'm going to ask the same question to Brandon in just a second, but I don't want to forget, because I wanted to touch on this a little bit. Because you talk about bands like that. I grew up, and I think my first love when it came to the underground heavier genres of music is I grew up a hardcore kid. You know, a lot of the bands from like Nitro Records, you know, back before everybody started jettisoning the label because they were ripping everybody off, and you know, bands like Neurosis and Snapcase and Bloodlit and a lot of these really, really cool 90s hardcore bands really what drove me back then. You know, and to tell you what band it was for me that got me into the death metal thing, and it's still one of my favorite bands ever, and that's matter of fact, it's one of his favorite, Nikestro, my co-host, and I gave him his first album, and that was Deicide, Once Upon the Cross.
How did I know? How did I know it was going to be Deicide?
That was the album that made me fall in love with death metal. But there was a bad side to that, and it's that after listening to Deicide, it's hard to find really good death metal. You know what I'm saying? Because those guys were so sound, quality, and technically that, you know, when you try to go listen to a Cannibal Corpse, it's like they can't compete.
Yeah.
And
you know, the one thing about those two bands juxtaposed to each other is Cannibal always does. They're always doing different things. Like, some of their albums are really slow in comparison to the other ones, where Deicide always sounds like Deicide.
Right,
you know
right,
what I mean?
yeah, absolutely.
Sound. It's kind of interesting.
You know,
but yeah.
You know, there's a crazy thing, because when you look at the and this is mostly towards Justin, because you know this is for sure a drummer thing, and it's my favorite part, I think, about hardcore that I love. You know, when you're doing metal and you know the fills, it's very crash heavy, it's very kind of loud and in your face. Where with hardcore, what makes it edgy and heavy is that you don't use that stuff. You do a lot of your fills on the toms. You don't, you know what I mean? It's a little less splashy, I guess, is probably the best way to talk about the melodic kind of offbeat drum rhythms that you get in that hardcore genre. And that's kind of the thing that I love. So out of all the styles of music that you were into, what's your favorite genre to play drum wise?
Hate breed.
Yeah. I don't know if I really have a favorite. I just like playing everything that, I don't know, I guess I'm, how do you even really put it? Play the things that I can play that, I don't know, have some sort of connection to genres that I just like to listen to.
Gotcha.
You know, I guess for a more definitive answer, I really just like playing around with, I don't know, like grindy stuff and playing a lot of fusion jazz licks. Like, one of my favorite drummers of all time is Dave Weckl, who's a prolific jazz drummer. And, you know, I got his solo album that he put out in 1990 years ago, and it just kind of transformed the way I look at playing drums. And I've tried to infuse any more aggressive project that I've ever done with that kind of stuff. I feel like I've been able to do that based on the feedback that I've gotten from, you know, different people, where they tell me that I play interestingly and do things a little different, which, I don't know, that can be viewed as positive or negative, but I like to view it as positive. So, I don't know.
Yeah, you know, that's in the eye of the beholder. If it's viewed negative, then fuck them.
Yeah, you know,
I mean, it's your craft. It's your, you know, it's what you love to do. It's your passion. It's nobody else's. And to be honest with you, in this industry, as long as you're doing what you love for yourself, you know what I'm saying? That's the only way that you're going to put true love into the music, that people are going to fall in love with it to begin with. Because just like so many bands that are out there, and I know you've heard this before and it's very cliche, but once you start making music for other people because you're in that mentality that you want to please somebody, your shit starts to suck because there's no heart in it anymore.
Right. Yeah. I feel you.
people are definitely receptive to that kind of thing. They can see it in your live performance if you live in it and if you love it. You know, it makes a difference, and it makes a difference in an audio aspect too. You can hear it on a record if people are into it or if they're just recording it to meet a quota.
Absolutely.
To touch on what Justin's saying, making something interesting. I think the best way that I can think is we try and play power violence like Men at Work would play their music. Because Men at Work is an interesting fucking band. Yeah,
You know what's funny? I know they're a band and I know who they are, but am I not the only person in the world that when they hear that, I immediately think of Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen as the trash men that find the dead body? I don't know why, but that's just the way it always is.
Yeah, Men at Work is the shit. The Heavy Cargo album powered us through some long drives on this last tour.
I almost can't even believe I'm having this conversation right now.
Well, hey,
No, I'm
we're
gonna
from
respect it. I'm respecting it. I promise you.
We're from the other side of the country. We're full of surprises.
Oh no, dude, I'm from the West Coast myself. I'm actually from Los Angeles, so I'm not quite the same vibe, but a little bit further, a lot further south, I guess.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Los
wild.
Angeles, you guys are closer to Los Angeles than I am to Miami, but the polar opposite is the same, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So real quick, I want to do this. It's we didn't have Brandon on the line when we first got started. We were talking about, and I think we pretty much covered it. Men at Work, I think, is going to be the answer here. So we were talking about the inspirations behind the differences in genre and the kind of the meddling of of genres that you guys have in your music. What were your inspirations, or what were the catalysts that created the pieces of the formula that you put into this band?
Well, more than anything, this band, to me at least, is very, very personal. Like a lot of the lyrics and things, it's about my life. It's about people I know. It's about people, in the universe of my band and things like that, the experiences we've gone through. I take most of my inspiration from other music that I find very real, like blues, or I don't know, the Alan Lomax folk collection. That shit that people were living. They were living hard times, so they wrote about them, and you can feel that through music. So as far as inspiration, I draw inspiration from just shit that I've gone through and am currently going through in life. Musically, we like all kinds of stuff, we like metal, we like punk, things like that. But again, I draw to classic sort of storytelling techniques used through music. I mean, a repetitious chorus or something could do that, but also just telling a story through the lyrics rather than just, talking about some typical rock and roll party motif or something. Yeah, that's pretty much what does it for me. I like to listen to music that tells me something that I can relate to,
That's a pretty in-depth explanation, man. I'm not sure how much further down the rabbit hole you could go if you were to keep going. Go ahead.
I totally get what you're saying, though.
What's that?
I totally get what you're saying, though.
No, absolutely. No. I dug it. Yeah, I get it. Totally, 100%. Let me ask you guys this. And this is one of the things I wanted to touch on, immediately when I realized what was going on with you guys, when I talked to Sam the first time, and that's about how, you guys live in separate states. You guys live hundreds and hundreds of miles away from each other.
Try thousands. I live in Arizona, which is like 1,100 miles.
Is it that far? No, it's not that far.
There's a lot
is
of
it?
hundreds.
Yeah, but it is. Yeah, there's multiple.
How about this? It's more than a little by a lot.
It is. Yeah, it's more than a little by a lot. So, I talked with Sam a little bit, and actually, when we were doing the test with you, Randy, you were talking about how you guys use Skype yourselves to write music together, to exchange ideas about certain licks that you guys write and stuff like that. Explain how that process works for you guys.
Well, okay. So on my end,
I'm sending the co-host off to get a beer.
Sure. Can you have him send me a cool drink also? Is that possible?
No, he's mine.
So yeah. So
he works for me, bitch.
on my end, a lot of people ask me, like, how do you write a song? Do you write lyrics first, or do you write the music and then write lyrics?
Mm-hmm.
It goes both ways with me. A lot of
Absolutely.
times I'll have a theme, like I'll come up with an idea for a song, what it's going to be about, and then I'll try and write music that sounds like what that theme feels like.
Absolutely. You know, sometimes I would write lyrics that, you know, sometimes I would even write them to a composition that I didn't end up using. It's like I ended up not using them for that, but I loved them and I was going to make something to fit that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you do that, and you know you're right. It goes both ways. And sometimes you know you hear music and you just, I mean, the words just fly out. You know what I mean? The words fly through the music right into your brain. And you know, if you're smart enough to record those down, then you end up with something that not only, you know, in my opinion, when you can sit down and the composition is so natural that the words that are already there, you just have to record them. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing more pure and natural than that. There's no overthinking. And you know, I had an art teacher in my later high school years. Her name was Miss Nerad, and she said something that sticks with me that was so profound to this very day. She said it takes two people to make a piece of art. One to draw or compose it, and the other one to slap them in the head when they're done.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. And in the case of writing music for this band, that happens all the time. I'll write something and I'll have lyrics that were over here I wrote months ago, and I'll go, hey, those fit right together exactly how it feels like it should sound too. Like a good example is we did a split 7-inch with a band from Indiana called Flux Capacitor, and there's a song called Quill on that. It's the last song on that record, and it's about attention deficit disorder, you know. And
does anybody in the band have that?
Not diagnosed. I may. I don't know.
No, that one guy does. He's medicating himself for it right now.
The reason I asked is because it appears that the members of the band that are to the north of the interview are self-medicating right now, and I'm not going to say what it is or is not. I'm just saying it's going on. I see it.
He looked like he might could have glaucoma.
It might be glaucoma. You're right.
Yeah. I got it bad. I got it real bad.
Maybe it's crack.
So anyway, back to what I was talking about. Here in the Southwest, that song, it's about, you know, attention deficit disorder. So the music, it's very manic, like maybe a little more manic than the rest of our songs. It's really fast, it's really slow, and you know, it kind of goes with the theme of the lyrics. So back to the original question.
Oh, that wasn't my original question?
Well, you're asking how we.
Well,
we
I already
make
forgot what my original
music.
question was.
There you go. I guess maybe you have the attention deficit problem.
Oh no, yeah, and I'm super medicated for it too.
City's super medicated.
No, dude, I got diagnosed ADHD in 3rd grade, which is back then it was an easy out for parents, and now that I think that there's more information out there, I think it's even more so that, like, I would never medicate my children for that ever. If they decide they want to do amphetamines when they get older, that's their business, but I'm not allowing that shit with any of mine. And let me touch on this real quick, because this is something that's close and personal to me, because I actually do have it, and I do believe it exists, and I do medicate myself because the world it's sort of like the world, like if you're left-handed, the world is more set up for right-handed people, because that's the majority, whatever, and that's how I feel in this world. And I do take Adderall and whatnot, because I'm an IT guy. I work in a very high-paced, high-velocity field, full of constant changes, and you have to focus, and it's something I've never been good at. But, you know, I think as time goes on, people are going to realize that this isn't an affliction. This is actually an evolution of the human mind, and that we're getting more and more capable of compartmentalizing, not necessarily focusing on things for, you know, we do definitely lose the focus on individual things over a longer period of time, but we're learning how to, like I said, compartmentalize. We're learning how to be multifaceted very quick, and it's almost like as if you look at the way that PCs are and how much faster computing's getting over the years. Well, the brain has to do what it can to keep up. One of the side effects is it can no longer keep up on individual things for prolonged periods of time, but what you got to do is not medicate these kids. You got to embrace this and find different ways to teach them this traditional structure of a classroom where you know it has to happen this way or they're fucking out of here, and then they end up getting sent to a portable somewhere where they're chastised and made fun of, and how is that going to help your development scholastically or emotionally? You know what I mean? It's not going to do anything but hurt you, and that's what's going on. Is doctors found a way to just shut the fucking kids up so nobody had to deal with them anymore, but they slapped an RX and a medical degree next to it, so parents bought into that shit. So I don't blame my parents for putting me on it. At the time, it's what you were supposed to do. But I think we're at the age now where we can get beyond that shit. And I don't mean to cut you guys off, but that's something that's really close and personal to me, and I wanted to bring that up.
I think that's valid because, I mean, our entire band, the epicenter of the whole theme of the band is psychological issues. And maybe not even a real issue like, oh, I have schizophrenia. It's more like a social thing. Mm-hmm. There's some kind of affliction or some kind of communication breakdown between humans. And it's very profound and very bizarre and a little too real because we're living that shit, you know?
Absolutely.
So I think that's entirely valid.
I mean, I think Quill off of Which Split Is That is pretty much the subject matter is a lot of what you touched on, Ken.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all about, you know, the funny thing is people say, oh, I don't believe in this or I believe in that. The world's so full of opinions, but if anyone believes in a thing, an idea or a religion or whatever, it makes it real because that person is in our reality. That person can turn your life off if their belief in whatever you think, you know, is or isn't valid. If they believe in it enough, they have total impact on everyone around them. Right,
because that's you introduce, you know, I've listened to a lot of philosophy talks on this, and it's very prevalent, but you know, when you introduce faith, just the word faith and what it is and what it stands for, and the intricate details of what's involving faith, so you know, it's in the eye of the beholder, because basically faith basically means believing in something you can't prove, right? Or it's believing in something nobody else does. Or, I mean, there's so many different ways to explain faith, but that's what it is. And you can have faith in multiple things. It doesn't have to be religion. That's where it's used most commonly. But the funny thing about that is how open to suggestion and how easily manipulated faith is. You know what I mean? And it's not so much of a problem in the initial thought of it, but what happens is it starts to interfere with what people believe are facts, or you know what I mean? Like, you know, I think one of the funniest, a good explanation for this is one of the funniest things in the world is, you know, you got Onion, you got all these cool fake news sites that it's satire, it's funny, but you know, people are so fucking stupid and people are so caught up in their own ideals versus somebody else's that they're grasping for anything that gives them leverage in that argument. So when they see a headline that fits them, they don't even fucking read it, but they share it on Facebook. And now you've got 1,300 fucking rednecks in 30 minutes, you know what I mean, that believes Obama is Satan. You know what I mean? And they literally believe this. They put faith in this. Bad Religion has a song called Faith in Fiction, and that's exactly what they're fucking talking about.
Well, you don't have to go far to, you know, make a allegory to what we're talking about. You said it yourself, you know, you have attention deficit disorder. Your parents thought, well, the doctors say put them on this shit. That'll do it. They're credible. They're trustworthy, right? So I just fucking do it. And then you face the consequence after when you find out maybe they didn't know what they were talking about. You
Right.
know?
I mean, I had a doctor sit us down when I was 15 years old and say, "You were probably supposed to be 4 to 5 inches taller." This is no joke. This literally happened. But you
Damn,
know,
you could be playing basketball right now.
no, I was too much of a fucking junkie when I was younger. When you know,
Could've got the drugs from the top.
oh
shelf.
yeah, dude, yeah, I couldn't reach the high drugs. You know what I'm saying? But whatever was down here, I was doing the fuck out of them. You know, the thing is though, is that there's a reason why they call it practicing medicine. It's because they don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. They're just practicing.
Sure.
Seriously,
Yeah,
it's not called doing medicine. It's called practicing medicine, and it's called that for a reason. It's like I've got back issues. They'll never fix me because they'll never really know. You know what I'm saying? There's things that are so intricate and so, you know, I mean, they do learn more over the years. I feel like they perpetrate themselves as all-knowing, and people grant them that power, and that's why, and this isn't just medical, I mean, this is multiple fields. I mean, shit, when somebody calls me for tech support, if I really don't know what's going on, but I think I can make the call go away, I say a bunch of technical bullshit, and they don't want to talk to me anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what
That's
you're talking about.
cold-blooded. Yeah, me too. I've called people like that.
Sorry, but it works.
Yeah.
So real quick, we're gonna go ahead and jump out of here. We still got to do, just so you guys know, coming up next segment, we got the underground music news with Nikestro. We got a few more minutes right here with Endorphins Lost, metal / grindcore / punk band out of Seattle and Arizona. What part of Arizona are you in, Brandon?
I'm in Prescott. That's northern central. It's 2 hours north of Phoenix, 2 hours south of Flagstaff.
Yeah, we also have a guitar player in Idaho as well.
He lives in Coeur d'Alene. Idaho.
See, look at that. That's
like
intervention.
fucking-
That's computing and technology.
That's cool as fuck.
That's what it becomes. You know what I mean? You can have a fucking band that's as dope as this, that is got a cohesion that is fucking unbelievable, and they don't even. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been in bands, not being in the same state. I bet that's fucking awesome sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I've been in bands. I know how that shit works. I used to hate rap. I started rapping because I could do it by myself.
Yeah, well, we've seen plenty of one-man black metal bands. Think about it.
Oh, dude, he was supposed to be a featured artist. He dropped out. He's supposed to perform live at our Christmas special. Dude, I got a guy. I love him to death. His name's Justin. He does one-man band shit. Like, got into that whole lo-fi movement. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about with the stomp box and the acoustic. I love that shit.
Yeah.
He makes guitars out of fucking what are they? Cigar boxes and shit. Like, he's one of those guys. You know, there's a whole movement for that. You know, there's a movement for everything.
Yeah, it sounds like he's a real ragtime. That's what we call him.
No,
he's up here.
He's a real something. He might do better in Austin. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just take your ass to Austin.
Sure.
So real quick, guys, why don't you tell them how they can find you on social media? Tell them, you know, what kind of shows or new music. Tell us about all kinds of stuff you guys got coming up here in the near future, and once again, how they can find you on the interwebs.
Cool. Who's gonna do it? Samuel?
Well, I mean, we have a Facebook. It's probably pretty easy to find. Search Endorphins Lost, and we also have Bandcamp.
Which is how I found them.
www.bandcamp.com/endorphinviolence.
Yeah, Endorphin.
For there, we have all the splits up on there. We got our new record, Choose Your Way, for download. We have our new split 7-inch we did with Deathgrave up there for download.
Yeah, new LP is available for purchase right now, and we have a bunch of leftover shirts from our summer tour that we did that are available for purchase as well. While
you guys are on that note, there's not a lot of money going on around here. We promote bands. We do our best to promote underground bands, specifically ones we like, but we do favors for people sometimes, and that doesn't always turn out well. We have here in the studio, we have what I call the featured artist wall, and eventually it's going to be walls because this one's almost already full. If you guys have any, I'll pay the shipping, but if if you guys could donate a T-shirt or a CD, we'll put it up in the wall here. I mean, I'm telling you now, this is a wall of legacy, and one day this is going to become something. I mean,
It never
listen,
stops growing.
I've got rappers from New York, and I've got death metal bands from Panama City. I've got all kinds of shit going on this wall. Every one of them cool as shit. If that's the one thing, not everybody that's been on the show has been a cool band or a good artist, but everybody that's good is on that wall, and I'd love to have you guys on it.
Well, if that wall looks anything like the wall behind you with the zombies and shit, I'd love to be on it.
Then
I'll tell you what.
Then that's a yes.
I'll tell you what. We can make a deal.
All right.
If you can get us a nice little spot on that Pensacola beach that we were on, under the full moon, and we were swimming around in the ocean there. Yeah, I think we could probably.
I don't know, man. Not really into that, but I would still like the record and the T-shirt.
Okay, gotcha. I see.
He's not a prostitute.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
don't get me wrong. I get mesmerized and horny when I go to the beach too, but that's just...
I'll take you or leave you. I just want the beach. That beach was sick.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Hey,
We can mail you some sand.
I was telling Sam about it. Listen, we have gorgeous sugar white sands, turquoise water. We have all of that shit here, but we also have a shit ton of rednecks, and that's why they call this area They call it the Redneck Riviera.
There's a lot of dirt bags around.
I mean, I don't whether you listen to country or not, but sometimes you just hear songs. There's a song out there about the Floribama. I don't know if you ever heard that or not. That's about, I don't know, about what, 25 minutes from here. It's at the Florida-Alabama line.
I figure they only play that in Floribama.
No, dude. I hear that song everywhere, all the
For
time.
real?
Oh, yeah. There's people that come in vacation here just because of that song. That's
Really?
my point, yeah. I mean, the cool thing, he's passed now, but if you guys remember Kenny Stabler, the snake from the Raiders
Hell
back, that's where he's from, and that's I took over his website about a year and a half before he died because it had been abandoned. And I was a big Snake fan. He went to the University of Alabama. He lived in Orange Beach, right here down the road from us. And it took us about 6 months to get permission from the NFL, but he did. And I got the passwords. We started updating the site. And when we met. He wanted to meet at like 7:30 in the morning, and we met at the Floribama for drinks at 7:30 in the morning. They weren't even open yet. They opened for the Snake.
Hell yeah.
Tell him the snake's coming.
Dude, I was fucking trashed by about 9:30.
Hell yeah, that's how I live life,
And,
son.
and that's all we did for the rest of the day. We ate, we drank, we talked about the website. We did more eating and drinking and flirting with women than anything. But, dude, you wouldn't have even known he was dying. Matter of fact, he didn't tell me. I didn't. I was actively working on his website, and it was his nephew, which was like his handler / assistant, just called me out of nowhere and was like, we're giving the site back to the NFL because they want to put up a tribute, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what do you mean? Uncle Kenny passed away 2 days ago. And then it was 2 days after that it came out. You know what I mean? It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, see, ADD, man. You got to be careful with me. I'll fucking talk about anything. I don't give a shit. Dude, listen, I want to say this right now, and going back to getting you guys on social media, if you guys go to www.pimpyk.com, they're the featured artists of the week, and even when they're not, you go to the featured artists, you look at the Endorphins Lost profile, all the links that you're looking for are right there, and of course, facebook.com/PimpyK, we got that shit posted there as well. Dude, I want to thank you guys, man, for coming on. For me and my co-host, both, dude, you guys make fucking dope-ass music, man. And listen,
Cheers, thank you.
Listen,
Thank you.
if you're on
For
this,
having us.
if you're on this show and you were handpicked, like if I contacted you and we booked this, that means something. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. There's been some people that were booked through third parties, and someone said, "Hey, I got this band. Would you book them?" Blah blah blah. They're good too. There's been some of them that have been absolutely awesome. You know what I mean? But if you're handpicked to come on this show, it fucking means something, because I'll sit sometimes on a Friday night when everybody else is out partying. I'll get on Bandcamp. I'll pick a city. I'll pick a genre, and I'll listen to 50, 60 different bands, and maybe contact 3. That's the average. That's the average. And you guys were one of the 3. We got one other Actually, like a metal band, I believe they are, out of the Seattle area, coming up soon, called Void Throne. Do you guys know those guys?
Void Throne. Let's see. I know Void Wraith.
No.
Is it Void Wraith? Did you ADD fuck that up?
No, I didn't ADD that. No, trust me, I double checked it because it sounded weird, but it was Void Throne.
Yeah, I gotta check them out too then. Yeah, because I mean, I'm always trying to find new shit in Seattle. I mean,
yeah, and listen, this is why I use Bandcamp, man, because you can pick the city, pick the genre, and they actually have the subgenres pretty well laid out too. You know, like there's a post everything. You know, we discussed this last week. When you add post at the beginning of something, it means it's not what you think it's gonna be. Post hardcore, nothing hardcore about it. Post punk, not very punk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
that's the shitty thing. Just add post. Like, you want to be a punk star, but you can't. So just add post in front of whatever the fuck it is you do. I'm post country. You know what I'm saying?
Really, Kenny, really.
Jesus, here we go. School me.
Firm core. We're hard dudes with a soft side.
We get like, remember punk band we featured had that song. What were they? What were they called? The guys from Chicago. They had in the chorus, it was, we get hardcore when it's called for.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, they were like a party punk band. No, they were really cool, man. Really cool band. They actually broke tradition. We brought them on because they were signed to their own independent label. But it was, see, we've got this rule where you have to meet like 70% of this base rules to come on the show. One, you can't be signed to a major label, and we don't really like to bring signed bands on at all. But if you are signed, you're signed to your kind of your own label or a small homegrown type of label, and you can't have more than 2,500 Facebook fans. I mean, like we got these rules, and we do it on purpose because those guys don't need our help. Those guys, you know what I'm saying? There's other people out there that are fucking talented that aren't getting listened to, and we're going to help those people. However, sometimes things get so enticing because these people are homegrown. They did do it all by themselves. They're doing their own publishing. They're doing this. They're doing that. And, they deserve a pedestal to be on and to answer questions and do interviews like this. I feel like you guys should be doing this every fucking Saturday. Or whatever it may be.
Well, it's pretty hilarious. It's pretty funny. Yeah. I get to see my band. It's if I really think about it, it's almost like we're in the same room. In fact, I've talked to Sam about painting his walls to look like my wall, so it's almost like we're in the same room. It's hilarious. And now here you are with the zombies and the fucking torch-lit candles and shit back there. This is adding a whole new aspect. This is fun. I'm having a good time.
Not all of us can be me, man. You know what I mean? That's one thing I learned a long time ago. So really quick. so really quick. Yeah, I was a prick. So what I want to do really quick is we're going to have to jump out of here for a really quick break. We're running behind. But like I said, I told you guys this in the pre-show, and I told Sam about this a couple days ago. When we have a cool band, I want to keep you guys on, and I don't mind running over. The second segment's yours. I had a great time. Once again, want to thank Endorphins Lost, Justin, Sam, and Brandon for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
There is a fourth. Is there a fourth member, or are you guys a three-piece? There's five. There's five. So tell them to fuck off. We weren't important enough.
Hey,
maybe they're all
Chris would
taking
be
shits.
here if he wasn't in redneck/Nazi capital of America in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Well, yeah, he's joining a militia that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're building an army.
Anyway, guys, so real quick, what I want to do is, as we go to this break, I'm going to go ahead and play the title track from the LP, Choose Your Way. So I want you guys kind of give us a little explanation of that album and then introduce that title track for us, and then we'll jump out of here.
You betcha. Choose Your Way is predominantly about the ripple effect of loss. Specifically, this album, my mom passed away, and it was a ripple effect of what do you do with that? I don't want to live anymore. So that's a ripple effect of it. Choose Your Way, the title, refers to all the different ways, methods of self-extermination. And so there it is. That's basically the whole point of the record is there's something to live for somewhere for everyone, but it's being able to find it, especially after trying to recover from loss.
Absolutely. Hey man, listen guys, once again, I know I keep repeating myself. I do appreciate you guys coming on. I want you guys to know this, and I tell all my artists this at the end of the interview. Once a PMVN featured artist, always, you guys will have tracks spinning on PMVN Radio, which goes 24/7 at radio.pimpyk.com. And you can go check it out.
Cool.
It's underground artists from all genres. It spins 24 hours a day. Speaking of DJ Quake is bringing back the Aftershock on PMVN Radio, which is it's a hip hop thing, but we're trying to get more DJs to steady do that throughout the week too, which is really cool. Genre based is better because when you have this big mixture of different genres, that's kind of hard for somebody to sit and listen for prolonged periods of time because there might be something in there they don't like. It just happens. But listen, anytime you guys have new music, shows coming up, anything like that, tag us in it. Let us know. We will spread the word. We promise you. If you guys ever need any, if you guys need any graphic arts material, some video editing, anything like that,
it better
done,
look as good as that wall back there. It better look sick like that.
dude, hey, it will, I promise you. Not only do we do that for our artists, but we don't fucking charge a dime. We're here to support you guys do what you do. There's no doubt. All we ask is that you spread the word about our show so, we can get out there as well. Because, our focus is to spread the word of true underground artists that deserve it. And, unfortunately, we need help getting out there so we can help other bands. I mean, that's just the way it is. Ask your people to subscribe, things of that nature. You'll always be a BMVN featured artist. I want to thank you guys for coming on. Once again, Sam, Justin, and Brandon. It's Endorphins Lost. The name of the album, Choose Your Way.
Thanks, man.
That also happens to be the name of the track. You guys are watching the PimpyKast right here at the PimpyK Multiverse Network. We'll be back in just a minute with your underground music news with Nicastro.
Bye now.
Y'all weren't supposed to hear that.
PMVN Featured Artist of the Week is sponsored by AJ Custom Graphics. Your imagination is our only limitation. AJ Custom Graphics at yahoo.com.
No, dude. Fuck this. I'm done.
What the fuck's going on?
I can't do one more single line for this shitty excuse of a show until I see some sort of payment. Check, cash, hell, I'll take food stamps.
Dude, just chill out, grab a beer, and we'll take care of you when we can.
Do I smell bad or something?
No.
I mean, like, do I stink like refried ass? Do I have bad grammar or BO or just hang out with lowlifes? I mean, it's not like I spend the last $50 I got trying to buy weed even though my power is about to get shut off, is it?
I guess not.
Right. So, until I change my name to Nicestro, no, you cannot pay me in beer.
All right, guys, welcome back to the PimpyKast, episode number 56, right here at the PimpyK Multiverse Network. Coming up in just a second, we're going to have your underground music news with this cocksucker sitting next to me. Once again, I know I said this a lot, but I want to thank Endorphins Lost. Really, really dope band. Fucking enjoy their music. Can't wait to hear more. Can't wait to get their CD and a t-shirt up here on this wall. Like I said, they were handpicked. You're going to see a lot of that. We're at the point now where getting booked, it's manually is almost an act of futility. And even though I've got an inbox full of booking requests, and it used to be we couldn't get any. It used to be that we begged people to come on the show no matter how much they liked them because we just needed somebody for the show. It's not like that anymore. People are lining up to come on the show, and the weird thing is you would think that's a good thing, but there's actually a part, when you see the quality and what's actually out there, I end up going out and looking for bands anyway, you know what I mean? So I made the decision that, I'll do favors. I'll bring people on even though they don't fit, what it is we do here or whatever it may be. Because I draw the line between helping artists succeed and helping artists that I don't believe in myself succeed. Like, I don't feel like I'm doing them any justice. And it's not necessarily a genre thing because you could be an artist that performs or writes music for a genre that I don't like. I'm still going to listen to it and tell if it's good or not.
Yeah, you know, something's put together well.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not a shot at anybody. When I say we're here to help underground bands, I fucking mean it. But we're not here to help half-ass bands that don't even put as much time in their music as I do into my podcast. Like, it's not worth it. Why should I spend time on you when you're not even spending time on your craft? If you're going out and you're getting shit canned every weekend, but you're not writing music, and people are asking you why you haven't put something out in 8 months or whatever it is, still riding that same single from 1992 or whatever, I'm not going to spend any fucking time with you. And it's getting to that point where, it's like I'll have people that they'll reapply for booking maybe, 6-7 months after I don't decline anybody, but there's like a triage list, I pick who I want to come on, what's best. I do favors, blah, blah, blah. Well, they'll reapply 6-7 months later, not even with new music. It's the same still-ass tracks that they tried to get on with the first time.
They just thought you didn't look at it.
I know this sounds like a dickheaded thing to say, but...
I think you don't go through it,
Well, no, my point is, I've made music. I know what it takes. I do this. This isn't easy. This draws a lot of money, doesn't make a lot, or drains money is the best way to say that. But I do it because I'm passionate about the music. But when I listen to your music, I can tell whether you are or not. You know what I mean? Because if you were truly passionate about music, you wouldn't have released that fucking CD or you wouldn't have released that fucking song that I just listened to that sounds like the vocals are on one fucking side of the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
vocals are on the left side, beats on the right side. Like, get your fucking shit straight. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, and we talked about this before, I do get on Bandcamp and I search out bands, both locally and abroad. And if your album cover looks like fucking bird poop, I'm probably not going to look. I know you shouldn't judge a book by the cover, and I don't at the beginning. But if you get 15, 16 bands in and your fucking album art looks like a third grader drew it, that kind of would look cool. But like if it looks like shit, I'm going to move on. I'm going to go to another band that has a dope album cover because it looks like they fucking tried. It looks like they're trying. They're going above and beyond.
They gave enough of a fuck.
Exactly. Because if you don't give a shit about your own music, why should anybody else?
Yeah,
and I get sick of that. So bands like Endorphins Lost, bands like Sniper 66,
Yeah.
these are the bands that I feel like deserve to be on this show. And I'm not saying this show is anything big and anything great, because it's not. We're growing. Don't get me wrong. Our numbers are going up. Our analytics are steady rising, and it's badass. But I just don't feel like I should waste my fucking time with bands that don't even waste time on themselves, or artists that don't waste time on themselves. Fuck that shit. Sorry to go into a rant, but I fucking mean that shit.
Yeah. It sounds like you've been waiting to say that one
For a long time. And
it's about time.
Well, like I said, man, listen, I'll still do favors. If somebody wants me to bring a band on because, you know, they represent them and it's somebody that's been close with PMVN, I'll fucking do it in a heartbeat. Like, for example, here's the other side of that. Coming up in a couple weeks, we're going to have Power Pack Empire. That's a favor for DJ Quake. But I would do that in a hot minute because DJ Quake don't fuck around with people that don't put in work. If you don't put in work, DJ Quake don't fuck with you, which I know through tuition that it's gonna be good shit. Yeah. It's gonna work out.
The same.
And I've seen their live videos and heard their music. They're not fucking around. They got something going on there, which is good.
Hell yeah.
But I've done favors for other people, and that hasn't been that great. You know, you think it's somewhere, and then you find out it's somewhere else.
Shit.
So, what do you got in the underground music news, man?
Underground music news is
just so you guys know, we're going to go on for just a little bit longer. Hotline is open, 850-907-PMVN. If you guys want to call in.
14 minutes, though. That's kind of weird, right?
What says 14 minutes?
The duration of the call.
It probably dropped and picked back up then.
All right, well.
So go ahead and jump into that underground music news.
Here's some actual underground news. Gilgamesh released a new EP recently called Uncivilized, presented by Benny Hanna. It's pretty dope, and you could listen to it for free on SoundCloud. On SoundCloud, it's I Am Gilgamesh. So that's what's up. That's just dope.
Nice.
Fucking album's tight. I listened to most of it. Crossworm. You recognize any of these names yet?
What was the first one? I don't listen to you when you do this.
I know. Gilgamesh and Crossworm.
Yeah, the first one, yes.
Word. Well, Crossworm released an album recently called Finding X, and it's got some pretty good reviews, so y'all should fucking check that shit out too. Bad Mind, he's hitting it with the beats, and he's got some production deals going on right now. So if you fucking rap, you looking for some beats or something like that, hit him up.
Yeah, pay for some beats for a change. Yeah. Don't come onto my fucking show and get me in copyright hell because you decided to jack a sample or not pay for a fucking beat from SoundCloud, you piece of shit.
That's real though.
I mean, that's part of it. I didn't bring that up, but I mean, now that you mention it,
that is.
I like rap. Dude, listen to me. If you're a dope-ass artist, period, I don't give a fuck what the genre is. If it's real, it's fucking real. But when you're out there jacking beats and then wanting to come on my show, and even though not only do I tell you that that's an issue, and I tell everybody, it's in the fucking booking confirmation.
Well, some people will front about that shit.
Oh, they front like a motherfucker.
Yeah, they'll front and just hope it doesn't happen.
And then I'll come on next week after I get, basically, I'll remove the track. And sometimes they don't let you. So then I have to download the track, edit it, delete the original, and upload it, and in the comments put, it was at 115 views. Nobody believes that shit. Now it's at 12. Looks like nobody's watching.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to do that with the Christmas special, and that pisses me off.
What did you have to take out of there?
There was a sample in somebody's music. I'm not gonna put that out there.
Nobody on blast.
Well, no, because it's what we went for so long that we can't edit the video in transit. You can't go in and do the auto removes and stuff because it's a 3-hour episode. So I've got to download that, which I'll start that tonight. Remove that track,
just bring it back,
and then I'll bring it back together and say, to hear this track, go here. Well, they didn't even know that was a jacked sample, and it didn't flag on their channel that's also monetized, which is really weird. But
that is weird.
I got confirmation that does happen sometimes, so that one I'm letting go. But the whole thing is that I wasn't going to talk about this, but we got an offer to do a partnership for our YouTube channel, and basically what they're going to do is they're going to take 10% of what we make from our video feeds, and they're going to help us grow the channel, and that's it. Don't have to pay them dick. They're a paid service, but they came out and asked if we wanted to be a part of it because they like and believe in what we're doing. So I've got to, but the one thing is I can't have any of our videos, we can't have any copyright violations. So the ones that, like, for example, like Scream Out Loud, I love those guys to death. They gave us permission, but their promotion company,
yeah.
they said no. And that's because there's more people than just them that have stake in that, right? So that I understand that. So I've got to go in and remove those songs or else I'm not eligible to take this partnership.
Damn, that kind of sucks too.
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't, because we're taking the show to the next level, and I think everybody would like that as well.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. All right, you want to hear some more shit?
Let's go.
What was I talking about? Bad Mind.
Nobody
That's right.
fucking listens to you.
I know. Well, why you have me say this bullshit? It takes up 5 minutes of my day every day.
I like the underground music news.
Well, hey, listen.
When I do the watch back sometimes, that's one of the parts I pay attention to the most. By the time we get here, I'm usually drunk and thinking about other things.
Bad Mind is dope, and if you fucking need some beats, you should hit him up for some, because he's worked with fucking
You were about to say he's totes awesome, weren't you?
No, I just
I think you were. He's like
sure, man. That's what
he's like totes awesome.
Yeah, that's totally what I was gonna say. No, he's worked with some dope
That's
people.
totes what he
before,
was
though.
gonna say.
He's got a
No, I believe. No, I've heard of the dude. I got you.
Renegade. He's selling album codes for $50 a pop. You could hit him up, or you could hit up fucking PimpyKast. You can not be so whack that when you email him, he doesn't look you over, and then you can fucking get some free graphics for being a featured artist.
That's true.
Pretty sure that's how that works, right?
That is how that works.
So, Renegade's cool, and he's a dope fucking rapper. $50 a pop, or you can not suck and get one for free. Big Low is playing with the idea of making a beat tape to drop next month. I thought that was interesting.
Saw that on Facebook today, actually.
Yeah, me too. That's why it's on there.
That's awesome.
Cyberganics dropped a video recently for their song Ghost Ship. All the local shit's condensed. Johnny Panic, he released a song. I like Johnny Panic.
I mean, he's a featured artist. I like him too.
Yeah. He released a song from his upcoming album called Holy. And
I don't know why I've never reached out to Cyberganics, to be honest. He makes dope music. I've heard his stuff. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I've never reached out to him either. Don't get me wrong. But, at the point where I was bringing all those cats on, especially the Big Low guys, like Johnny Panic, stuff like that. I mean, they were asking to come on the show. We were doing it. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never got a call from that guy, but we'll have to look into that because I like what he's got going on.
They're dope, yeah.
He puts work in.
Oh, yeah. What about Menacide and McNasty? You remember them dudes?
Mm-mm.
You remember Menacide, McNasty? They had a fucking, they had a group called Heavy Hitters. That's what it was called.
Oh, yeah.
13% shit.
Yeah. 13%ers or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it's called, yeah. Well, they're both back in the game, apparently. And they're planning on releasing some shit pretty soon. Bankrupt Records. They're releasing...
Atlanta, Georgia?
Yep.
Nice.
They're releasing an album called Vapor Trails January 17th. And it's got some good features on it.
It's got some Bloodtooth people on it. Justin Sane on it.
I don't know.
I bet you he is.
That'd be
the
cool.
motherfucker's putting in a lot of work right now.
That'd be cool if he was. But it's got Jelly Roll and Twisted Insane and Potluck and whoever else.
You mean all those Midwest kids that are always on fucking Fist entertainment shows that don't ever get paid? Because nobody gets paid when they do Mikey Fist's shows.
No, none of those people. I don't think. Maybe Potluck.
Potluck's one of them for sure. I don't know about those other guys.
Mikey Fist, he don't be paying people, dog.
No. Well, first of all, he doesn't offer to pay those guys. He only offers to pay the headliners. We the first time.
That's Batman.
The first time it is. That's Juggalo Batman. The first time he ever paid anybody that wasn't the headliner was when we went and did that Rustic show, and he paid us a 12-pack of beer. And he paid for the gas. I gave him the receipts, and he paid. That was the first time he ever. It was for me. Yeah. And the funny thing was, at the time, obviously the headliner was Zug Island, which was cool. Yeah. Whatever. We didn't stick around for that. We were the biggest act on that bill besides the headliner.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of things going on at the time. That Rustic album, we signed, I did that little one album deal with SHI Records, which had just released Turncoat Dirty, or as they know them, Boondocks, to Psychopathic Records. So there was a lot of people paying attention to that Weathered album. You know what I mean? It was getting a lot of views. People were fucking listening to shit out of it. Everybody there knew who I was, but still there was only like 15 people at the stage when we did that set. Because did you do the set with me? I think you did the set with me.
I don't remember.
It was me, you, DJ, and Loki that went, right? Didn't you go with us up there?
I went to a couple different ones, and there was one or two I think one I didn't go to.
Well, there was one that you went to that I didn't let you hype, that you were butthurt about because you missed.
Was I at that show though?
That was the fucking flea market show up in like Tennessee in Knoxville.
Was that actually? That was the flea
You
market
went to that one, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Because I busted out Picking Bones, and you were recording it. There's a recording of that set.
No, it wasn't Picking Bones. It was
Well, I busted out something. You were like, oh shit. And then we did Raiders, but your verse was cut out of it, and you got pissy, and that's when the camera turned off.
They got picked back up. I don't think that was the same show though.
That was that show.
No shit. Huh.
Who gives a shit, dude? We were young. Things happened. Whatever.
I don't fucking.
Let's finish these underground music news and get the fuck out of here.
All right. Well, I got one more thing left, and I don't know if I want to talk about it. But
Go ahead. No, might as well. Fuck it.
no, it's about that March.
Might as
shit.
well. Fuck it. Oh, the march, the Juggalo march. No, talk
Yeah.
about it. Fuck it. Go ahead.
All
Nobody's
right.
watching anymore. I mean,
Well,
we still have viewers. Don't get me wrong, but
a lot of people have confirmed that they're going. Only 3 people haven't confirmed that they are going, but a couple of the people that are going, that are not.
we're talking about artists, right? That are going.
Yeah.
Who we got?
2 Live Crew will be there.
They need the help.
Kiss and Candace will be there.
Oh, that's cool.
Wolfpack, of course.
Hmm.
Jelly Roll, Vanilla Ice will be there.
Once again.
Of course, he'll be there.
Yeah.
Lil Y will be there. Necro will be there.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that
he's
guy-
not even really.
He don't even need help.
Yeah, and he's
No,
not
yeah.
really associated with
Yeah,
psychopathic
no,
so
he's
much.
just
I mean,
going because,
don't get me
yeah.
wrong. There's a lot of juggalos that do like Necro because he does have a horrorcore theme to his music. I mean, he's mostly just an East Coast rapper
Yeah.
with a little bit of a
Necro's raw.
speech impediment.
I like him. Yeah, I like him though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Project
Like, there's,
Born will be
I
there.
can think of 2. Project Porn's dope. I can think of 2 rappers right now that have speech impediments. One's cool, one isn't, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Really? What are they?
Well, Necro is definitely one of them.
Oh yeah.
The other one's also got
The
a
other
nub
one's
for a
right.
finger.
Oh, he'll be there. He'll be there.
Yeah, of course he'll be there.
Yeah,
we'll leave it at
I
that.
didn't mention all the those
James
ones.
Lowry.
Oh shit! Hold up, Jump Steady's gonna be there though.
Why wouldn't he
But
be?
if they let that dude talk, then like something real is gonna happen. You know what I mean? That dude fucking has a way with fucking words.
Right, like he's
No
gonna
one can deny
incite.
that shit.
Well, he's supposed.
Not gonna incite a riot, like kind of not like incite like that, but like I don't know.
He's gonna piss somebody off.
No, man, that's not what I mean at all. I mean the opposite. I mean he's gonna actually accomplish what they want to accomplish.
Which
if
is
anybody,
selling albums.
If anybody listens to him.
Which is selling albums.
Well, no, they're accomplishing that already.
Well, not like they used to.
But 3 people have said they weren't coming. Oh yeah, by the way, more people than that are going. I just said the ones I cared to.
That's fine.
Esham's not going. The ROC's not going, and Killa C's not going.
Who gives a fuck
And
about
that's all
Killa
I said.
C? Why would
Well, he
anyone
was
even,
invited and he denied
why does
it.
anyone even bring this fucking dude up? He's just another fucking juggalo
I brought
rapper.
him up because he was
that had-
invited and he denied
that had a
it.
shitload of money and promoted himself with that money, but never actually did anything worthwhile. I never heard a single fucking
People
track
like him.
that didn't have other people on it that was good. In all honesty, now
have to think
quality,
about that.
the quality was always
I
there.
don't know. I did. I
The quality was always there because he had the money to go to
I remember
studios and shit
some
like
old
that.
shit that I liked.
Like
though.
when he used to have the fucking bone sticking out of his head and all that shit. He was a fucking juggalo rapper. That's all he was. He rode the fucking coattails of them. So no matter how good he was, no matter what happened, to me, he's nothing but a fucking a follower, a has been, should have been of what somebody else already was. Period.
That's cold blooded.
I was there at one point, and
Hey,
I broke the cycle.
oops. Jason
Remember-
is fucking existing.
We had conversations. Well, I did say his real name, so so it's not like I was completely hiding it. What's up, Mr. Jason Spivey? I'm glad you guys got to join. We're about to leave now, though. Once again, I want to thank our featured artist of the week, Endorphins Lost, dope ass metal / grindcore / punk band out of Seattle, Washington, and somewhere in Arizona and Idaho. I mean, these motherfuckers are just spread the fuck out, and they have a successful band that sounds really cool. So that's really, really, really dope.
But it's hard to do shows like that.
Make sure you guys go to PimpyKast.com, check out their profile, go to their social media, let them know how you feel about your music, and let them know PimpyK sent you. And listen, if you don't like their music and you go on there and you tell them you don't like it, you're a cocksucker. But if you like it, go on and tell them I sent you. I mean, you can tell them I sent you either way, but you know that's just up to you. I assume if you're up at this hour and you're watching this show, you're grown. And even if you're underage, you're grown as fuck because nobody's telling you what to do. You understand what I'm saying? So behave yourself, but fucking check them out. They're a dope band. They're worth your time. I want to thank everybody in the live chat. You guys always rock it. You guys are awesome. We still need your help, guys. You know what I mean? Share these streams. Tell people about the show. I need you to do this every single day if we're going to get this show to where we're all wanting to get this show. And it's all about helping these artists. If this show doesn't get bigger, we're not doing these people any favors. You understand what I'm saying? So hook us up. We'll hook you up. Just so you know, for some of our more loyal viewership, we got some packages that are going out in the mail.
Good.
They won't be going out till Friday, and that's because I don't get paid till Friday. Listen, we're broke around here. I gotta buy a new mixer. You know how much that's gonna fucking set me back? Props to Dave M once again. Sweetwater Music, if you guys are musicians. Once again, hit him up. Go to Sweetwater Music and tell them PimpyKast sent you. Get a little bit of a discount. I don't know that for sure. I'm just saying. But
you could try.
No, if you tell them PimpyKast sent me and he said there'd be a discount, I guarantee they do it.
Oh, where's your?
I'm positive. Especially if they get Dave. Anybody else be like, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah. you don't buy shit from them.
Who we got next week? Oh, dude, next week. Next week is going to be another one. Another West Coast band from around the same area, Ghost Blood.
Ghost Blood.
Yeah, another little metal band.
I thought
really
it was Void something.
No, that's a couple weeks from now.
Oh.
But anyway, Ghost Blood's coming up next week. What I like about these cats is that they have a podcast of their own. So they're gonna come on next week. We're gonna do theirs, and then their next podcast, we're going on theirs.
For real?
But theirs is audio only. But we're gonna sit in and just like we're doing now.
When's their shit?
I don't know what the schedule is. I don't think they do it on a schedule, but I'm subscribed to it. I know when they release a new one. Right. They talk about weird shit. Like they talked about dead chicken ghosts and Bigfoot raping people. Like this is the type of shit I like to tune into.
Yeah, I'm getting horny.
I'm sure you are. All right, guys, don't forget we do this new underground artists every week. Please subscribe. Please click an ad. Please tell your friends. Thank you guys for tuning in. You've been watching the PimpyKast episode number 56 right here at the PimpyK Multiverse Network. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
That was the wrong video. Brittany, I'm sending you a trough full of urine, biatch.